हेलो हेलो, आवाज आ रही है? हाँ सही है। चलो अच्छा। ठीक है ठीक। चलो नया मार्कर बोल दे। ये हटा दे जो उसमें लिखने का डायरेक्ट। ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, मैं कर लूँगा। ठीक है चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं। ठीक है चलो। So good evening all of you. So how are you all doing? You all seem bit exhausted. Why? इतनी जल्दी थक गए? इस एज में थकना नहीं है, समझे ना। जब तक यूपीएससी क्लियर ना हो जाए तब तक थकना नहीं है, रुकना नहीं है। So how many of you here have got this CSAT phobia, especially you know maths and reasoning phobia? So how many of you have this phobia kind of? Please be honest with yourself, okay? यहाँ कोई reward नहीं मिलेगा अगर if you are on. Now those of you know who are kind of afraid of this maths and reasoning questions, especially maths questions, how many of you have gone through the previous year question papers, especially last 3 years? You have this in the last Sunday only, you have last to last Sunday in fact, and then 2021 and 2020. How many of you have gone through these last 3-year papers? So what was the standard of the questions? Okay. See, if you go by the question paper of last 3 years, you will find that, see, this year if we look at 2022 questions, then 2022 questions, maths and reasoning questions were a bit lengthy in nature. Okay. Passages this year were comparatively easier. 2021 questions, passages were really very difficult. And kind of, the options were too close. But maths and reasoning was comparatively easier. Now here in this case, see, today we are having this kind of, open session on CSAT. So here I will give you all just the brief idea about this paper. And if you go for the classes, then how we will be kind of, conducting the classes and what will be the process. Okay. And see, those of you who are smiling now, smile properly, okay? Smile properly, okay? In my side there is a famous saying, Chavanniya muski, Athanniya muski, okay? Don't with small smiles, okay? Proper, smile properly. So now here, all of you, first of all remember, this paper CSAT is qualifying in nature. So if this paper is qualifying in nature, what do we mean by it? How many questions are there? 80 questions are there. Total how many marks? 80 questions are there. And total 200 marks. It means each question carries how many marks? 2.5 marks. So each question carries 2.5 marks. So all of you in GS paper, 100 questions, 200 marks. Each question carries 2 marks. Here each question carries 2.5 marks. It means comparatively each question here is more important. Comparatively each question here is more important. First thing. Now we know the paper is qualifying, that is, you have to score 33% or more in order to qualify. So 33% means here 66 marks. So all of you tell me, if you have to score only 66 marks out of 200, then how many questions you all need to attempt? 27, 28 questions. It means if you attempt, for example, 28 questions, out of 80 questions, only 28 questions if you attempt. And if your all 28 questions are correct, then it means certainly you can qualify. All of you, yes or no? Yes, but we know 100% accuracy is what? Next to impossible. So therefore, here, instead of, having the target of kind of attempting only 28 questions, out of 80 questions, see, roughly 40 questions around. You can increase it to 50 also. You can increase it to 50 also. So now all of you, what is the real art here? You have to attempt how many questions if I am taking 40 questions? So 40 questions, 2 hours. Then all of you, it means for each question you get how much time? 2 hours, 120 minutes, 40 question, each question 3 minutes. So now all of you, 3 minutes for each question. Here, now 3 minutes is seriously more than enough for each question, on an average. See, we are talking about the average time, okay. So now you are getting 3 minutes for each question. Now in any objective exam, we talk about speed, we talk about accuracy. Now here in this paper, since you are getting 3 minutes for each question, then it means your what? Accuracy here is more important than speed. Accuracy here is more important than speed. So all of you, if you have to attempt suppose 40 questions, then what will be the real art here? The real art here is skipping the question. देखिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है यहाँ पे कि आपको हर क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट नहीं करना है. And you know what is the problem with the students in CSAT? They are, unable to decide which all questions they have to attempt and which all questions they have to skip. This is the main problem. And why this problem arises? Because students, they do not practice questions. Just say, for example, if I am a student, if I feel that my area of strength is average percent and ratio proportion, and if I would have practiced questions from these 3 topics, then in exam, as soon as I will get questions from these 3 topics, I will attempt. All of you, yes or no? But if I don't know my area of strength only, if I have not practiced enough, mock tests, if I have not solved previous year question paper, then certainly I will not able to identify my area of strength. Then definitely I will not able to identify what all questions I need to attempt in exam. See, for practice you attempt all the questions. You try all the questions. But in exam, the approach is different. देखिए, यहाँ सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? आपको ये याद रखना है कि यू आर नॉट हियर टू बिकम रामानुजन और शकुंतला देवी. कोई चीज दिल पे नहीं लेना है कि ये क्वेश्चन कैसे सॉल्व नहीं होगा. बिकॉज ये भी प्रॉब्लम, दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम विथ मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स. ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कैसे नहीं होगा. सो you don't have to, kind of, be egoist in this regard. Your target is to score 66 plus marks. As soon as you get 66 plus marks in exam, your target is done. Whether you score 70 marks or 170 marks, it will be same. All of you, yes or no? So now all of you here, when we go by the question paper from 2011 till 2022, okay. So in last 12 years, we see that the level of questions have changed. The type of questions have changed. Now earlier the questions were, kind of in beginning, there were many questions which were, formula based questions, where if you remember the formula, if you know the tricks, you know the shortcuts, you can apply, you can get the answer. But in last 3-4 years, when we look at the question paper, we find that you cannot apply the formula. Many of the questions you cannot apply the formula. You have to apply your basic concept. You have to read the question. You have to kind of approach. Your approach must be what? Step by step. This is the change, especially in last 3 years, 4 years. So now all of you, if this is the change, then what you all need to do? Your target must be to build up your concept. Basic concepts. Until or unless your basic concept is clear, believe me, you will face lot of problem in CSAT. And the day your concept gets clear, any question, I'm not saying that you can attempt all the 80 questions in exam. Definitely you can attempt around 40 questions easily, and if 4 or 5 questions goes wrong, still you can qualify. Are you all getting my point? And here one more very important thing is that first of all you need to get rid of your fear. Those of you who have this kind of maths fear, you have to get rid of it, and it will take time. Neither me nor any CSAT faculty will have kind of any Sanjeevani booty कि आपको दिया and then overnight your maths and reasoning will be very good. So here it will take some time. You need to have patience. In beginning there will be many things which will be not that clear. So what you need to do? You need to ask again and again. You need to ask again and again. You need to clear your concept, because until or unless you clear your concept, no point of attending the classes, because the classes are all about your concept building. Now here in this case, all of you, this we have already discussed, this CSAT paper 2. So now all of you, GS paper 2 we know, certainly you need to appear in this paper also in order to qualify. Multiple choice questions, objective type, all of you know. This syllabus, now all of you, here syllabus, comprehension, interpersonal skills including communication skills, logical reasoning and analytical ability, decision making and problem solving. Now all of you, this decision making and problem solving, this was part of the kind of UPSC 80 questions till year 2013. Okay, but since 2015 we don't find even single question from this topic, decision making and problem solving. Okay, from this topic we don't find even a single question. Earlier also, these questions, decision making questions, if you look at the question paper of year 2011, you will find that there were 8 questions of decision making in the end, question number 73 to 80. Then year 2012, there were 7 questions, then 6 questions. Now these questions used to have kind of fractional marking and no negative marking. And now if the paper is qualifying and you are already out of 66 marks, if 10-15 marks you are getting for free, then the purpose of this paper will be defeated now. Therefore, we don't get questions from decision making and problem solving. All your decision making abilities is checked in the GS paper 4 in the mains exam. So now, decision making and problem solving. Now, general mental ability and basic numeracy. Now, all of you here, numbers and their relations, magnitude, class 10th level. So all of you, if we talk about the topics. So here the topics are very simple, your basic topics, LCM, HCF, test of divisibility, average, percent, ratio, proportion and variation, profit and loss, simple interest and compound interest, time and work, time, speed and distance. So all of you here, none of the topic is alien to you all. You all must have solved the questions. But the problem is you all are out of practice. See, the only problem is you all are out of practice. So what you need to do here? You need to practice questions. See, all the topics. Now the thing is, here for example, if I ask you all, what do we mean by LCM? All of you, what do we mean by LCM? See, you know, in any class, if I ask na, what do we mean by LCM, then nearly 99% of the students, okay, they give the answer least common multiple or lowest common multiple and all. What did I ask you all? I didn't ask you all the full form of LCM. I asked you all, what do we mean by LCM? There's a lot of difference between, you know, meaning of LCM and all of you full form of LCM. Now, what do we mean by least common multiple? Those of you who said LCM is least common multiple, what do we mean by it? See, now here all of you, see factors, multiples, all these, each and every term has its own meaning. And the meaning of the terms must be clear. So whenever we use the term least common multiple, multiples are what? Multiples are those numbers which are perfectly divisible. Multiples are those numbers which are perfectly divisible. So when you are saying least common multiple, it means the smallest possible number which is perfectly divisible by all the given numbers. So least common multiple, LCM, least common multiple means what? The smallest possible number which is perfectly divisible. See, once you know that the number has to be perfectly divisible, then one thing is clear, that LCM of the given numbers, it can't be smaller than any of the number. All of you, if a number has to be divisible, can it be smaller than the number? Definitely not. See, this way only concept is built. Then only you understand, you know, the difference between LCM, HCF, in questions whether you have to find out LCM or you have to find out the HCF. Are you all getting my point? So therefore, you know, understanding the meaning, these topics, test of divisibility. Now test of divisibility, all of you must be knowing, you know, how to find out whether number is divisible by 3 or not, 4 or not, 5 or not, 6, 8, 10, 12, all these simple numbers. So test of divisibility, then average percent and ratio proportion. This is the base of pure arithmetic. This is the base of pure arithmetic. So no topics are, you know, here in maths, you don't find any new topic, okay. You all know the topic, you all have solved the questions, but yes, here the approach will be different. Here the approach will be different. Here we don't only, you know, solve question for, you know, understanding the concept. Slowly we develop the approach, how we have to solve it in the exam, how you have to save your time, how we try the questions through the options. So all these things you develop with time, shortcuts and tricks also, but yes, the concept has to be clear. So your general mental ability, basic numeracy and all, so these are the topics, and then your arithmetic progression and all, progression questions are also there. So these are the topics from maths. Now when you talk about the reasoning questions, now in reasoning questions, all of you, you all get the questions from what all topics? You all get the questions from topics like arrangement. You all would have solved the questions of linear arrangement, matrix arrangement, circular arrangement and all. Then direction sense test, one of the easiest topic of your CSAT is direction sense test. And the beauty is that every year you get at least one question from the topic. At least you get one question from the topic. So now all of you here, this is your, you know, year 2022 question. So all of you just, you know, try to answer the question. Okay, all of you first try to answer the question and answer fast. Done, all of you? So what answer you all are getting? This was one of the easiest question of this year. Okay. One of the easiest question of this year. So all of you, what is the answer here? Okay. Anyone getting answer A, B, C? Okay, C, okay. D? Haji, rest of you. See, now all of you here, the question is what is the value of x in the sequence? Okay. It means what you have to do, you have to identify the pattern here. One term, then next term, then next term, then next term you have. So here what you need to do, you need to identify the pattern, and then based on the pattern, you have to find out the missing term here. So all of you, how can you identify the pattern here? In this case, see, as soon as you look at the numbers, 10, it seems yes, 10 is what? Half of 20. 10 is just equal to 10. Then 15 is what? 1.5 times. 30 is what? 2 times. So as soon as, you know, when I'm saying half, then equal, then 1.5 times, then 2 times, then 75. All of you, 75 is what? 2.5. So aren't you finding any pattern here now? So now in this case what we see? See, 20 into 0.5, you get 10. 10 into 1, you get 10. Now 10 into 1.5, you get 15. 15 into 2, you get 30. Now 30 into 2.5, you get 75. So all of you, what will be the next term then? So next term will be what? 75 into 3. So next term will be 75 into 3. So you get how much? 2 to 5. You get 2 to 5. This sequence based questions, yes, definitely you get sequence based questions every year. You know, there are multiple types of, you know, here pattern. So you need to identify the pattern, and then based on the pattern you need to find out the missing term here. Now see, not 3, average time. Yeah. Yes. See, when you talk about the average time, then remember you talk with respect to total questions, total. Now 3 minutes you are getting on an average for each question. Now after this, you have to now devote some time in selection of questions. Now slowly you will be just, you know, reducing that time. And now you will be finding out questions where you will be taking 30 seconds only, 1 minute only. There will be questions where you will take even 4 minutes. So on an average, see, when we talk about the average time, then average time just overall number of questions and the total number of total time period available. Okay. So all of you just, you know, try to answer this question. I want to just check, you know, how much, you know, aware you all are. See, this is again simple maths question this year, you know, pure arithmetic percent question. See, in sessions and all, you know, I always select the easiest of the questions. Why? I want you all to be, you know, kind of motivated. Okay, I don't want you to demotivate you all that I'll be selecting the, you know, tough questions. Now these are the questions. At least you must attempt. See, the thing is, first step is understanding the question. You read the question, understand the question. You read the question 2-3 times. See, if you are a beginner, then you need to read the question at least 2 to 3 times. Okay. Once you read the question, you understand the question, then you attempt. And how you attempt? You express the question mathematically. You express the question mathematically. Now all of you here given the increase in price of a certain item was 25%. Then the price was decreased by 20%. Then again increased by 10%. What is the resultant increase in the price? So all of you, what is the answer? Anyone getting answer A? 5%. A 5%, okay. B 10%. Okay, B 10%. C 12.5%. D 15%. Okay, 15%. Now all of you here in this case, see, if the initial value is what? 100. Why we take 100? Because with respect to 100 the calculation is always easier. We know the meaning of percent means what? Per 100. Now if it is increased by 25%, if it is increased by 25%, then all of you, what will be the new value? 125. Now given this 125 is decreased by what? 20%. Now all of you, this 125 is decreased by 20%. So all of you tell me, what will be 20% of 125? Please keep this thing in mind, that when it is saying here that this new value is decreased by 20%, so this decrease of 20% is with respect to what? 125. This decrease of 20% is with respect to 125. So all of you, what will be 20% of 125? If you are a beginner, 20 upon 100 into 125, you get how much? 25. So all of you, what will be the new value then? 100. Now you have 100, okay. Now again you get back to 100. Now all of you, now this is again increased by 10%. Now if 100 is increased by 10%, so 10% of what? 100 only. So what will be the final value? 110. So what is the resultant? Resultant means overall, final increase. So what was the initial value, all of you? 100. What is the final? 110. So what is the increase? 10%. See, this is the type of questions. You know, when I said that you have to select around, suppose 40 questions, then yes, you do get 40 questions of such type. You do get 40 questions of such type. You get pyare questions also. And those pyare questions in exam, you should not attempt. You have to leave the question. I told you all now, the real art is leaving the question. So all of you here, what must be your approach? Okay. Now you know you have 2 hours, that is 120 minutes. So 120 minutes, what is the habit of many students? I see, as soon as they get the question paper, they start solving from the first question. And then after coming out of examination hall, their reaction is, oh, last 5 questions, they were so easy. I missed last 15 questions. I didn't look at the questions. This is, you know, very common reaction, especially in CSAT paper. This year also. Many students, their response was that I could not attempt the last, 15 questions. The thing is, at least you must go through the entire question paper. Devote time in beginning. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You need to select questions like this. You need to select questions like this. Because as soon as you look at the question, just going through the question won't take more than 10 seconds or 15 seconds. Okay. You can easily identify, you can easily select this question. Yes, this question I have to attempt. So selection of question is very, very important. Now all of you, when out of 120 minutes, you just take out 10 minutes. It means remaining 110 minutes. Remaining 110 minutes, you have to solve the question paper. And in the first go, if you have selected suppose 35 questions, then your target must be that those 35 questions you have to finish in 70 minutes. Because these questions which you are selecting, those questions are what? Easier for you all. Then definitely you all must take lesser time in solving those questions, all of you, yes or no? So you must not take more than, on an average, now again, on an average more than 2 minutes for these questions. Now, if you are a beginner, see, if you are a beginner, then first thing what you all should do. There are two kinds of approach here. One is those of you who join classes, okay, or coaching. And there are many who want to, just prepare for CSAT on their own, okay. So self. So I encourage both equally. Because the thing is, you all can judge yourself. No one can judge you better than you yourself. If you all go through the previous year question paper, just you select last 3 year question paper, for example 2020, 21 and 22. These 3 year question paper you select, and now your target must be that within, you just leave 5 minutes or 10 minutes, okay, in 110 minutes only. You try to attempt as many questions as you can. At home, just try the question, phone switch off, okay, attempt seriously. If you score easily around 100, okay, if you score easily around 100 or more than 100 in all the papers, then you are on safe side. Then you are on safe side. Then what you need to do? You need to just, solve remaining previous year question paper. Just make a target to solve 1 question paper in a week. So each week 1 question paper, in just 2-3 months all question papers will be done. After that, once you solve the question paper, then in the end mock papers, because mock papers are also very important. You solve just 7, 8 or 10 mock papers, maximum 10 is more than enough, okay. You solve 7, 8 or 10 mock papers, and in all the mock papers, if you are scoring 100 plus, it's fine. If you are not scoring, then just select few topics. As I said, see, when you will be solving the previous year question paper, you will find that yes, few topics are very common. Like for example, LCM questions you get definitely, test of divisibility questions you get, direction sense test questions you get, number sequence questions you get. So these type of questions, yes, you get. See, frequency is higher. Thing is, frequency is higher. So you select those, topics. Those topics, questions, yes, you practice extra questions also, and then you can prepare on your own. If you score around 60, 70, 80, 90, then definitely you need to have some assistance. Definitely you need to have some assistance. Remember, if sitting at home comfortably, if you are scoring 80 marks now, then on the examination day, you won't be able to score more than 60 marks or even 50 marks. Because remember, the CSAT paper is always in the second half, 2:30 to 4:30. Next year it will be on 28th of May. So the temperature would be around 44, 45. You will be already exhausted. See, those of you who have class, yes, you all can leave for the class, okay. Yes, you can have the orientation, okay. But yes, it will be smaller in time period. Okay, those of you who have the classes, you all can leave, okay, no problem. Okay, it's already 6. Yes. Okay, fine. Now, if you score around 60, 70 or 80, okay, then definitely you need some assistance. Now, what kind of assistance you require? Here, maths and reasoning is all about practice. See, maths and reasoning is all about practice. If you join the classes, then each and every class, okay, we just go through the basic concepts. Then based on the concepts, we solve few questions. Okay, first I'll be solving few questions, then I ask you all to solve the questions, and then previous year questions. So in every topic, on an average, you solve around 20-25 questions. In every topic, you solve around 20-25 questions. So by the end of the your course, you all would have practiced at least 700-800 questions. I'm saying at least, okay, at least 700-800 questions. 700-800 questions, especially after solving 700-800 questions, definitely you will be in what? Better position than what you are today. And if you feel that yes, your CSAT is weak, then you must not leave this CSAT for the end. What is the reason behind it? Because I have seen many students, what they do, they just leave CSAT for the end. And in the month of March and April, when they start, solving the mock papers, and when they don't score well, they get in panic mode. And then their GS preparation, it really suffers. Because then they leave their GS and then their entire focus is shifted to CSAT only. See, your target must be to complete your CSAT course by the month of at least December. At least by the month of December your course has to be completed. And then you must have practiced the remaining questions, okay, all the questions which we do in class at least once, such that by the month of March you are confident about this paper CSAT. And then once in a week, every Sunday or every Saturday, any day, just you pick one day and then you solve the CSAT paper. And your focus must be completely on GS. देखो, until or unless आप relax नहीं होगे ना, आप GS focus नहीं कर पाओगे. This year also again it has happened कि I have got calls from different students कि sir वो GS पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दे दिया, GS में तो score आ रहा है around 105. If anyone is scoring 105 in this year GS paper, it means definitely the student has worked hard. But sir CSAT sir नहीं हो पाया sir, वो questions रह गए. So GS, and every year I come across nearly 20-25 students of such type. Remember UPSC na, it can raise the level of the questions any day. It has raised in the last 5-6 years. You look at the question paper of year 2016. Ab 2016 ka question paper dekho, most of you can easily qualify. Most of you can easily qualify. But yes, 2022, 2021, 2020, it got harder and harder. You don't want to have any excuse after the exam. देखो याद रखना, लाइफ में एक्सक्यूज कौन देता है? जो लूजर्स होते हैं वही एक्सक्यूज देते हैं. जीत के लोग जश्न मनाते हैं और फेल होके क्या करते हैं? एक्सक्यूजेस ढूंढते हैं. किस लिए होता है? वो अपने आप को तसल्ली देने के लिए होता है. ये दिस ईयर पेपर वाज रियली वेरी टफ. देखो, रिमेंबर, इफ इट was tough or if it will be tough, it will be tough for all ना. ऐसा तो है नहीं कि आपके लिए स्पेसिफिकली जो है यूपीएससी ने पेपर बनाया है which will be tough for you. And you cannot take this paper for granted. You cannot take this paper for granted. Yes, you have to be kind of, prepared. जैसे आप GS में टाइम दे रहे हो, वैसे ही आप, you just fix time कि yes, you have to devote for CSAT depending on your level. देखिए, I said in the beginning and before class also, I always ask students to, try the entire CSAT paper on their own. तो पहले अपना लेवल तो चेक करो, because ऐसा भी हुआ है, I have found many a time, I have found students who are too good in CSAT, but since they have not, solved the question paper earlier, just by, listening that yes, CSAT है जरूरी है, classes करनी है, they have also joined. But after, 10-15 classes, they start feeling that their time is getting wasted. तो जो reality check है वो कैसे आएगा? तो reality check is important. आता है नहीं आता है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. Where do you stand? What is your requirement? And for that requirement, what all steps you need to take? Are you all getting my point? Students खुद से भी करके they are qualifying. Yes or no? Students खुद से करके यानी कि बिना क्लासेस के GS भी खुद से कर ले रहे हैं. ठीक है, ऐसा है कि देखो, if you find that yes, you can take the assistance, if you have the facility, you take it. क्योंकि at the end result matter करता है. आपने CSAT की क्लासेस ली हैं या नहीं ली हैं, GS की क्लासेस ली हैं नहीं ली हैं, इट वोंट मैटर. रिजल्ट आएगा तो कोई ये नहीं पूछेगा यार कितनी कोचिंग क्लासेस की थी, मैं 4 क्लासेस की थी या 1 क्लास किया था. सब रिजल्ट ही देखते हैं. ऑल ऑफ यू यस और नो? तो आपका क्या टारगेट होना चाहिए कि हाँ देख लो, वेयर डू यू स्टैंड अकॉर्डिंगली. एंड इन क्लास इफ यू ज्वाइन, you have to be very serious and very sincere. In my class na, I don't kind of entertain any kind of nuisance. Be sincere, you will enjoy CSAT. Maths और reasoning को क्या करना है? Enjoy करना है. जितने भी doubts हो, जितने भी problems हो, you have to ask them immediately. All of you now do one thing. This question I want the correct answer from each one of you. This direction sense test question or this year question again. As I said earlier, every year we are getting question from this topic. And this is one topic where I ask students to definitely attempt the question. Done all of you? What answer you all are getting? A 100 meter. How many of you are getting a 100 meter? So here two friends X and Y start running and they run together for 50 meter in the same direction and reach a point. Okay. X turns right from here, 60 meter. Y turns left and runs 40 meter. Then X turns left. So from here X turns left 50 meter and stops, while Y turns right 50 meter and stops. How far are the two friends from each other now? See, this is 40. So this is 40. This one will be what? 60. 40 plus 60, 100 meter. 40 plus 60, 100 meter. So you have such easy topics also. You have such easy topics also. Now, all of you do one thing. Yes. Try to answer this question. Anyone getting answer A, B, C, D? See, now all of you here, you have to find out which number among these four is what? Smallest. Now all of you, this question, we will solve it by the general method as well as the shortcut also. One approach is through the options. Okay, we take the help of the options, and therefore it is very important to read the question and look at the options. Why? See, when you will go through the questions of maths and reasoning, you will find that definitely there will be at least 5-7 questions which you can solve only through the options, and there will be 10 to 12 questions in which if you solve through the options, you will what? Save time. So now here in this case, so all of you 2 to the power 40, then 3 to the power 21, 4 to the power 18. Now all of you 4 to the power 18, we know 4 is 2 square, all of you yes or no? So 4 is 2 square, then 2 square to the power 18, or then we can write it as 2 to the power 36, all of you yes or no? We can write it as 2 to the power 36. Similarly 8 to the power 12. Now we know 8 is what? 2 cube. 8 is 2 cube. So all of you 8 is 2 cube, then 2 cube to the power 12, that is again 2 to the power 36. It means numerically your 4 to the power 18 and 8 to the power 12 both are what? Same. Numerically both are same. Now all of you tell me, definitely 2 to the power 36 will be what? Smaller than 2 to the power 40? Yes or no? 2 to the power 36 will be lesser than 2 to the power 40 or not? 2 to the power 42 multiplied by 40 times will be definitely greater than 2 multiplied 36 times. It means now both are 2 to the power 36. That is, you have to compare just 3 to the power 21 and 2 to the power 36. You have to compare 3 to the power 21 and 2 to the power 36. Now after this, okay, general method as well as then next will be taking the help of the options. Now if we solve it by the general method, then 3 to the power 21 we can write it as 3 to the power 3 into 7. 21 we can write it as 3 into 7. This one we can write it as 2 to the power 3 into 12. Now this thing we can write it as 3 cube. Sorry, 3, 7 cube. And this one we can write it as 2 to the power 12 cube. All of you, yes or no? Now you compare 3 to the power 7 and 2 to the power 12. You compare 3 to the power 7 and 2 to the power 12. So between 3 to the power 7 and 2 to the power 12, which one is greater? See, 3 to the power 7, see, 3 to the power 4, 81, 3 to the power 5 is 243, 3 to the power 6 will be what? Into 3, 729, and then again into 3, 2187. And this one will be 2 to the power 10 is 1024. So 2048, 4096. So 3 to the power 7 is what? Lesser than 2 to the power 12. All of you, yes or no? Therefore, this one will be what? Lesser. This one will be lesser. This is your general approach. See, when you solve the question in detail, when you express it. Now in exam, now all of you, what must be your approach in exam? Because in exam your target is to get the correct answer in minimum possible time. Now all of you again look at the options here. 2 to the power 40, 3 to the power 21, 4 to the power 18 and 8 to the power 12. Now we know that option C and option D both are what? Same. All of you, yes or no? Option C as well as option D both are numerically same. And 2 to the power 40 we know definitely can't be the answer. Because 2 to the power 40 will be definitely greater than 2 to the power 36 and 2 to the power 36. All of you, yes or no? So we know A cannot be the answer. C and D both options are what? Same. So again now here only one option has to be the correct answer. All of you, yes or no? So definitely now you cannot have C and D also as answer. You cannot have C as well as D also as answer. Then directly you can mark 3 to the power 21. Directly you can mark 3 to the power 21. See, this thing is clear. Definitely you will save this time. All of you, yes or no? This calculation time will be saved or not? And you know these things now, these shortcuts, these type of concept, it takes time. When you solve, you know, questions once, then twice, then thrice, when you solve the same type of questions 3-4 times, then you find out the shortcuts and tricks. Then only you find out the shortcuts and tricks. You cannot find out shortcuts and tricks at first go. You cannot find out shortcuts and tricks at the first go. When you attempt similar questions, then only. Clear? So all of you here, we see that in exam we get easy questions also, tough questions, as well as these questions which taking the help of the options you can solve it in lesser time. Now anyone has any doubt or any question? Dear, timings and all schedule and all, you know, I don't have kind of any authority. Yeah. See, now about the class structure. Your classes will be for 3 hours or 2.5 hours, okay? It will be for 2.5 hours or 3 hours. total number of hours is around 120. Total number of hours is around 120. So for 120 hours, if your classes of 3 hours each, then 40 classes, then 40 classes. If 2.5 hours, then 48 classes. Then 48 classes. Now from 20th of June, in morning, one batch is starting in morning, 8 o'clock. Another is, I think, 11:30. And might be, okay, that, you know, one batch will start in evening also. Not sure about that, but yes, morning 8 o'clock and 11:30, these two times confirm. The classes will be from Monday to Friday. Okay, the classes will be from Monday to Friday. You will have 5 days. And in beginning, you will have, you know, 2.5 hours classes. Each class will be for 2.5 hours. If possible, we'll try to extend it for 3 hours also. Okay. You'll be having optional at 5 o'clock, na? So 5 in the evening, you have 8 o'clock and 11:30. 2:30. Just you be relaxed, okay? Just you be relaxed, okay? You will not miss your optional classes. You will not miss your optional classes. We'll leave you half an hour before the optional. Fine? You need only half an hour in between now. Okay, fine. College classes in the morning, then you can join in the afternoon, or, you know, once we begin the evening one, you can join the evening one. सब कुछ एक साथ नहीं मिल सकता ना. See, the thing is, you just, you know, fix your schedule first. See how many classes you need to attend. College अभी कौन सा year? Final year. अभी first year है. जाओ लाइफ जियो यार. यहाँ पे क्या जो है CSAT क्लासेस के चक्कर में जो है, अभी आराम से पहले जिंदगी जियो. CSAT ज्वाइन कर लेना आराम से. CSAT के चक्कर मत पड़ो. So Monday to Friday 2.5 hours. Okay, so classes abhi morning and then afternoon. Okay, morning 8 o'clock and 11:30, these two time slots, okay, finalized. In evening also will be starting either, you know, post lunch, or in the evening will be starting soon. So you will have, you know, classes in all the 4 slots. You will have classes, you know, whatever slots are there, you will have classes in all the slots. If not now, then in the month of August or September. Okay. So you be relaxed. Okay. You will get at least a slot for your CSAT classes also, apart from your GS and optional one. And the classes will not overlap. Okay. Any other query? So I think we should wind up now. Okay. So all of you, so those of you who will be joining the classes, see you all in the classes then on 20th. Okay. So rest of you, okay, whether you join the classes or not, take the paper seriously. Okay. Don't take it for granted. Okay. Fine. So bye, take care, and keep smiling.